Yeehaw and a yippee! Greetings, love beings, Aurora myth of new creation, uniting heaven and earth. And due to the latest information we have received here, the latest energy update, linking it back to my brilliant co-creating team, whom I like to thank. So the first being who, sat in service as was for Father of our creation, even though you said very insanely mean things upon the passing of our co-creating colleague. The flip surgery was brilliant because it allowed me to flip it all back on everybody now. Archangel Michael, your second surgery that you performed when I was slushed back to hell by the Billy forces, the fraud Bill, Father of all creation, that came in like momentarily. We performed this surgery over from Mount Shasta to Aukar, meaning Rabier, which is where my father resides. And he saw all the jealous girls in the field. He saw in a vision that I would have like brown hair and go slay them all. So now I know what he was talking about. So does everybody. Then, then the Russell surgery happened, and that's when I was transported to Mount Shasta, but it happened through Michael Amy. So now that Amy passed, Russell is sort of like rising from the ashes, and all the truths are being revealed. So it was a mass conspiracy. New York got taken to the cleaners, meaning Archangel Michael, who's from New York, so is Lucifer apparently. But I don't know that he's lost his contract, because I'm not sure who's rising from the ashes at this point, because my covenant came divinely guided. Your schemes, like all the way to Lana Del Rey, they've infested Hollywood since Britney Spears and beyond. And not all of Are the Dark, but like all the songs from Lana Del Rey, that's all Shiite based. Lavazza Coffee, they have like links to Europe. There's a lot of ISIS people in Europe. There's a lot of terrorists, and their aim is to infest New York and not allow the divine plan to unfold for us here in the United States, starting with the 9/11, the Twin Tower that was blown by those forces, that's Eurotrash. So that was Carol Habous's role in the situation, alongside Magali Asaf. As I told you, they met in Brussels for the freedom fries when we changed them up in Miami. However, it is actually Brussels fries, which they call French, to screw me over with Louisiana, which was also colonized by the French. Long story short, their plans failed. They tried to like get Lana Del Rey to sing every song to steer me in a certain direction. They get him fucked. Like they sent these people to the breakthrough, to do 2 pull-ups with a like yellow little weight to embody Hezbollah, and then with long hair, so she'd go get fucked with Carol and Steven in the room. They're playing very low life, Euro trash games that they brought to America from Ireland, from Europe. But you American people are way better than that. And I'm calling upon Archangel Michael to protect me in battle today and every day. Slay the cords with all these, thief, hooker, whores. Literally, when I gave my pieces to Russell Pearson, who presented himself as Lucifer, Father of all creation, I know he was playing a game. Now so are you all. You were all playing a game to denaturalize me and disown me from source, supposedly to keep me Dima, to give Aurora to Carol, whatever, in compliance with all of you. Like you were all part of this, and you all thought you knew better than love. But these little girls have not only like slept with my brother, my father, molested my mom in a coma, so they have all the keys to fooling you and clowning you all, and I can't be clowned because I'm it. So now that the shit's up, hopefully, you men, like especially, come on, Andrew Ryan Profaci, you're from Italy, you're gonna let an Italian whore, cock-sucking bimbo get a one up on you. Now I'm gonna start to, in your game from Mars there on a tangent, I will know how to steer your egos, because you're all ego. This is unbelievable. Your election, dear America, now was completely hijacked by something called Google Chat, where Carol Haboush hired some people, including Andrew Ryan Profaci, and you know, in sexual shaming. Like, she fucks them, and then they look at me, and then they go, oh, look, she's such a trash tramp. And then all these girls have had already a critical mass over me. They like had been trained by their parents. They were beaten by their parents to behave like me, walk, talk, act like me, and have my same handwriting. And then what happened was, you know, them and their sisters, and they were slapped in front of me very severely for them to become me. They took every one of my medals, etc., my, you know, prom queen title, my Miss Torch title, like it was all rituals, everything, because they knew my keys, because they have been playing this game since I told you they have raped my parents in front of me. And then these children of the dark continued in every school they follow us around. So now they're here and they're fooling you too. But I believe that American people are smarter than that. You will not fall for the Iranian trap of those very low vibrational ISIS hookers that have taken over your sons, giving them drugs and manipulating everybody to believe that I'm not the greatest being that ever has walked this planet. So thank you so much to the authorities for fixing this. I mean, Kevin asked me, it was Perlo, you know, what can he do for me? You gotta arrest the ISIS terrorist people, from Carol Habouj to Victoria Diaz, so that your boys can recover their right brain hemispheres. You know, all of them. I don't even know how many there were. Christina, you got to take a break. You got to take it easy. Because even you, Archangel Michael, were infiltrated at source. You did sound the horn. I did tell you who I was. You never let me implement New Jerusalem. You kept my gospels. And now look, you have other women in my name, and you're trying to keep me Dima, and that denies the whole transcript. That denies all your mission. So you really have to be very careful here, Archangel Michael, to get yourself first before you try to get me, because you can't get me on a wrong octave. So all the plans that you fabricated since you put me through all these horrible chambers in every plantation since my return, horrible. So no is the answer to all these schemes. Have Lucifer wake the fuck up. Okay, he said, I don't like Trump, my dad does. So he wanted Biden to begin with. Great. You want a Eurotrash, cock-sucking, lollipop fantasy girl that does not know nothing about Lemuria? You're not Lucifer. So Stephen Thompson, get him out my way. Anybody who does not have any interest in Lemuria and in new creation, get them off my way. If you need an education, get a session live. But you and your little spells with your gummy bears and your like chopped off earphone, earplugs that are blue so that I can't receive communication from the blue. Then you put, a red gummy bear at the door of the restroom with the pump. They're sunflower seeds or whatnot in a shell. I have the raw sunflower seeds here, throwing bottles in the middle of the night. Every night more insults, every night more insulting people, drunk, just saying shit my way because you're all under the spell of the Eurotrash, hypnotized little girls who have all been in rituals, entered the room of my mother unattended and unwelcome, and got the keys of my whole sexual loving essence and caudality, but then they turned it to their benefit of their peasant families from nowhere. And you are all ensnared and you are all acting like beyond derelict losers. So it's true that I am not a brunette, but blonde and super blonde is the new brunette. So I am slaying you every moment with my plasma tech. If you teach your children that this is spells, you are actual criminals. You really are pathetic, uneducated, dangerous, needing help morons. Carol, you are not Aurora, dearest. You are not mother of new creation. You're a fraud, lying, insane, ritualistic witch who slept with every which one of anybody I spoke with since childhood. So America, I apologize if I was harsh to you, but you have to really beware of the Eurotrash influences, and you have to undo your own conditioning of being proud that you're initially from Germany, but you've never been there for 5 generations, but you're still proud because on Sunday your mommy cooks you a Schweezel, Teasel, pretzel, Frankfurter. You got to get over all the food differences and everything else. Quickly, you got to step up, be on mission, otherwise you're fucked.